The latest news, national issues, the political scene, and conversations with prominent personalities. All these firsthand at the forefront. Good morning. I am Attorney Karen Jimeno. Coming at the heels of the devastation brought by Tropical Storm Christine, provinces in northern Luzon are now bracing for Super Typhoon Leon. Batanes has already been placed under Signal Number 4 early last night. Pag-asa said there's a chance of placing Batanes under Signal Number 5 today if Leon deviates to the left of its forecast track. We'll get updates in areas affected by Super Typhoon Leon. First, let's check on the condition of Ilocos Norte. On the line is Acting Regional Director of the Office of Civil Defense Region 1, Ms. Carmelita Leverinto. Good morning, Ma'am Carmelita.
Good morning po, ma'am. Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng taga-pakinig po sa ating radyo po, ma'am.
Ma'am Carmelita, last night, Ilocos Norte was placed under Signal Number 2. Kamusta
Yes,
po
po.
yung condition? Were there strong winds and rains since last night?
Last night po, ma'am, nagkaroon po tayo ng malakas na hangin and winds. Pero hindi po to siya tuloy-tuloy, intermittent lang siya or pabugso-bugso lang po itong pag-lat at na it's not continuous.
And ngayon po, kamusta ang panahon dyan sa Ilocos?
Ngayon po, ma'am, may cloudy skies na lang po at saka wala po siyang rain. Medyo sumisilip na rin po yung araw dito sa Union where we are, and the rest of the province ay wala na rin pong signal. It's only Ilocos Norte, which is signal number 2, Ilocos Sur, which is signal number 1, and La Union. At dito po sa La Union, ma'am, sa tingin ko po medyo sumisikat na po yung haring araw. In Ilocos Sur, cloudy skies lang po. Wala na po siyang mga pag-ulan po, ma'am. Or rain shower lang po kung mayroon yun po, ma'am.
Okay, so can you clarify with us if Ilocos Norte was ever placed under Signal Number 3?
As per our information, ma'am, it's only signal number 2 because when ASA showed the wind, the direction of the typhoon, we are placed at the middle of the core of the circle of the typhoon. Kaya po, ma'am, dito sa atin, it's not that strong.
And would you say na dumaan na po yung worst of Typhoon Leon?
Yes po, ma'am, kagabi po, ma'am.
Okay, and today you said earlier na nakikita nyo na yung araw. So, does this mean na pa-improve na po ang weather sa Ilocos?
We're hoping, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it's improving already.
And have you been in coordination with Pag-asa if this is accurate na pa-improve na po yung panahon?
With our latest report, yung asa po kaninang umaga, ma'am, medyo nakalabas po si Typhoon Leon. And
meron po bang areas in Ilocos Norte na naramdaman yung Typhoon Leon? Meaning na merong serious effect?
Serious effect, parang wala po, ma'am. Wala po.
So,
yun lang po yung na may strong yung nasa kawin.
Ay, yung kaninang dinescribe nyo, hindi po malakas yung ulan, wala po bang flooding?
Wala pa po tayong flooding as now yung river basins po natin ay nasa normal level pa po sila.
And Ma'am Carmelita, what can you observe in Ilocos? Meron na po bang mga dumadating for Undas?
With regards to traffic, para okay pa naman focus of day, maybe, ma'am, because of day to day, maybe the start of the traffic will start from 1 o'clock onwards po siguro, ma'am, because of the Undas. And we are also prepared for this. We are already on alert because of this typhoon. Yun. We already included in our alert the Undas because of the traffic coming home. Monitoring and giving advice to the public kung nasaan po yung mga traffic.
What type of preparations did the Office of Civil Defense and the LGUs undertake for Typhoon Leon?
We have alert, 6-hour alert into yesterday in preparation for the onset or the top Typhoon Leon. We are on red alert and other provinces are on blue. Blue po lahat sila because the typhoon is struck us that much. All the typhoon is hindi masyadong tumama po dito sa atin. Hindi po tayo na sentro.
Okay, so hindi po masyadong tumama yung Typhoon Leon in Ilocos. For those that have travel plans to go to Ilocos this All Souls Day and All Saints Day weekend, is it still advisable to proceed with their plans? Like for example, going to Pagudpud Beach, yung mga areas po na malapit sa dagat?
Yung ma'am, yun lang po ma'am, yung mga malapit po sa dagat, we advise not to venture or take caution. Because some they want the surfing area, especially in Pagudpud and here in San Juan, La Union, they want the waves. But we caution also all travelers, all those who are going home. If as much as possible they can avoid the waves, then avoid po muna natin pumunta sa dagat, ma'am.
Avoid po muna. Until Sunday po ba? Or would you say until Saturday pwede na?
Baka Saturday, ma'am, medyo will observe this whole day, ma'am. Kung gumanda po itong araw natin ngayon. Kasi after pag-asa po, papalagi naman na po itong si Leon, ma'am. And we're hoping na wala na po susunod. Sana, ma'am, kasi medyo pagod na po tayo. Exhausted na po yung ating mga employees sa pag-monitor. But we have scheduled duties in every area, and we have standby resources from the military camps near each provinces of Region.
Ma'am Carmelita, were there any families that were evacuated in preparation for Typhoon Leon?
Yes, ma'am. We thank the community kasi po sinunod po nila yung call natin. Christine pa, ma'am, nagsabi natin those who are living near waterways, near the coastal areas to evacuate or to take the preemptive evacuation. Lalong-lalo na po kasi, ma'am, sabi ko sa kanila, konti lamang po yung ating responders at yung ating community ay mas marami. If they would take they would like to move to the preemptive evacuation. So we thank the communities, ma'am, lalo na po dito sa may part ng Bangay, part po ng Ilocos Norte, at saka Pangasinan, ma'am. They really heed to the call for a preemptive evacuation. So hindi na po tayo nangailangan ng mga rescue. Kasi po, ma'am, yung mga food po, sa gabi po siya dumadating. That is not also safe for our responders. So, dahil sa nangyari sa Bicol, we have set it as an example. Ngayon pa lamang po, mag-preemptive na kayo kasi mas mabilis po at mas maayos po. So, nandun na kayo sa evacuation, nawala pa po yung pagtama ng bagyo sa atin. And ito po sinunod ng ating community and we thank them so much for their cooperation, ma'am.
That's great to hear po, Ma'am Carmen. Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. So happy na sumunod po sila sa atin.
Yes, thank you, and we hope na patuloy na po yung pag-improve ng panahon dyan sa Ilocos Norte. Thank you again, Ma'am Carmelita Laverinto. And now on the line is the spokesperson of the NDRRMC, Director Edgar Posadas. Good morning, Director Edgar.
Good morning, Yusek, ma'am. Attorney, magandang umaga po sa lahat ng nanonood at nakikinig sa inyong programa.
Director, the fatalities from Typhoon Christine have now reached around 145 and 37 are still missing. Has this number changed or increased?
Sa ngayon, ma'am, it still is the number that we have right now. And ito kasi, ma'am, is ito yung running total natin. But basically, yan po yung number natin. And yun pong, actually, ma'am, as of now, we have 150 po yung test natin na casualties reported. We have 115 din na reported po na missing. and 29 po reported injured. Pero yung validated na po natin, attorney, is 14. And then all the rest po, we still have numbers for validation.
And are you expecting this number to further increase soon?
We have been receiving, ma'am. I hope it doesn't increase with the current super typhoon now, si Leon, ma'am. Kasi as we coordinated kanina kay Director Rafael of Region 2, I think kausap niyo rin si OIC RD Laberinto kanina of Region 1. Ang nire-report lang, ma'am, ng Batanes, talagang sobrang malakas yung ulan and hangin sa ngayon doon. And aside from that, ma'am, wala pa silang ibang report na pwedeng maibigay sa atin as they are still responding, ma'am, and trying to parang kailangan lang muna na makalipas, ma'am, itong malalakas na ulan at hangin.
Do you mean, Director Edgar, that you're having difficulty reaching Batanes or establishing communication with them?
So far, ma'am, as of hanggang kahapon, hindi po kami, 2 beses po nating nakausap pa si Governor Caico kahapon, ma'am. Medyo wala lang yung ma'am, yung signal, but so far po nakukontak namin siya. We had a mini press briefing yesterday and she was there late ng hapon, ma'am. She was there. We can still contact her yesterday. And nakakapagpadala pa sila, ma'am, ng photos and videos from Batanes right now as shared by our OCD regional office in Cagayan Valley.
And Director Edgar, can you give us an idea what to expect from Super Typhoon Leon? So when we had Christine, that was first categorized as only a tropical, I think it was a tropical storm, or it wasn't even a typhoon. But now we have a super typhoon. So are you expecting that the damage from Super Typhoon Leon would be greater, or the effects might be greater than Christine?
Sa ngayon, Yusek, no, we are just, attorney, we are just waiting. Kasi kanina, no, I was getting in touch with Director Rafael. Aside from talagang rains and the wind, no, wala naman po silang na-report na ibang untoward. Of course, kahapon, ma'am, parang there was a preemptive cutting of the electric supply, no, as of 12 noon kahapon. That was reported to us. And so far, ma'am, I couldn't really say pa kasi Batanes lang ngayon, ma'am, ang talagang we are really monitoring kasi dito naman, ma'am, sa mainland Cagayan meron ding pag-ulan at hangin, pero it's not as strong as Batanes right now.
And what about Babuyan Islands? Are they also reachable right now? Are you able to establish communications with them?
Sa ngayon, ma'am, even yung ng Cagayan, no, kasi these are part of the island municipalities after Calayan and the Babuyan Islands. I'm not quite sure kung merong communication outage, ma'am. I will try to ask later. Pero insofar as Batanes is concerned, nakakontak pa naman sila, ma'am, and they can still, sabi ko nga, they can still send us videos of what is going on right now, the scenario, to show us that there is really heavy rains and the winds are very, very strong talaga.
And, well, it's difficult to reach Batanes, especially with already a storm happening there. But were there people from the national government that went preemptively, meaning they went to Batanes ahead of Super Typhoon Leon?
Ma'am, we are working closely with our Office of Civil Defense Regional Office 2, and sila po ang aming conduit noon sa region sa Batanes. And as sabi ko nga kahapon, we are in close contact personally with Governor Caico, and then we gave her an idea because that was part of the mini press con, and we asked her what she needs, and then sabi nga niya, ma'am, enough pa naman yung kanyang prepositioned goods. Pero ang sabi nga is our commitment is after the rain, the typhoon has passed, we will, as soon as the weather and it's safe for us to fly yung mga additional augmentation ng kanyang food and non-food items, we will do so. In fact, there are vessels coming from mainland Cagayan na nag-take shelter muna. May karga yun, ma'am, na food and non-food items kasi medyo talagang very rough yung season. It would not be safe also for our ships to fly that route.
And Director Edgar, for those infrastructure, roads and bridges that were damaged by Typhoon Christine, would you know if they are now all open, or for those that are still undergoing repair, if there are alternate routes?
Yes, ma'am. Yesterday, we also talked to our regional director in Bicol, no? Kasi sila medyo madaming plus, no? Clearing operations are still going on, especially for the province of Batangas. Sa Bicol naman, ma'am, Director Yucot has informed us that weather yesterday improved, no, ma'am. Yung mga roads are now passable, pero meron pa ring mga areas where hindi naman isolated in a way na hindi napupuntahan, but it's really very difficult. He mentioned several barangays in Timon, Albay, and a few more flooded areas, ma'am, near the Bicol River Basin, but they are already reachable. And those that we cannot reach really by land still, we still do our air resupply to this remaining municipalities and other barangays which are hard to reach by road. But I think, ma'am, with the weather clearing, hopefully magpatuloy na ito, ma'am, so that we could really clear the roads and then magamit natin yung land route for our resupply.
And Director Edgar, what challenges are you facing in DRRMC with these back-to-back typhoons that the Philippines is experiencing?
It's ma'am. It's actually the challenge now is really this typhoons coming one after the other. Kasi just when we are already doing sana early recovery, nauulit na naman ito. It was like with Batanes, ma'am. We were hoping na nandun na kami sa late response and then early recovery na. But again, this Leon came along, no? So that remains really a challenge. I don't think the supply and the resources are a problem right now, but it's just that really one typhoon coming after the other, plus medyo malalayo itong niya, ma'am, no? Na natatamaan niya, just like Batanes. There are logistical challenges, but be that as it may, I think we have enough resources. We have resources coming from. In fact, yesterday we were with the spokesperson of the AFP, Colonel Tapurlupa, and he report niya that we have 40 air assets available nationwide to do HADR for Leon, and also we are being assisted by our ASEAN neighbors, just like itong Malaysia, Brunei, and then we have Singapore. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, Indonesia is coming today because they have attempted several times, but because of the bad weather, they couldn't really navigate. No? But these are all HADR augmentation missions, ma'am. Yes. And these are all transporting our goods to and from affected areas.
Okay. That's great to hear, Director Edgar. And good luck with the preparations also for Typhoon Leon.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And we'll keep you posted. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much. We'll have more updates after a short break at the Forefront. We'll be right back. Welcome back at the forefront. And to give us an update on the weather forecast for this weekend is Pag-asa weather specialist Lori De La Cruz. Good morning, Miss Lori.
Good morning, ma'am, and to all our viewers and listeners. Super Typhoon Leon was last estimated at 110 kilometers north-northeast of Itbayat, Matanes, with maximum sustained winds of 195 kilometers per hour near the center and gusts of up to 240 kilometers per hour. With this, signal number 4 is still raised over Batanes, and signal number 3 is raised over the northern portion of Babuyan Islands. Signal number 2 is raised over the rest of Babuyan Islands, northern portion of mainland Cagayan, northern portion of Apayao, and the northern portion of Ilocos Norte, while signal number 1 is still raised over the rest of Cagayan, Isabela, the rest of Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, the northern portion of Benguet, and the rest of Ilocos Norte, and the rest of Ilocos Sur. Right now, Super Typhoon maintains its strength and it's moving northwestward near Batanes, and in the coming hours, we're expecting that this Super Typhoon will make landfall over Taiwan area in the coming hours. So, in the next day, by Friday tomorrow, we're hoping and expecting that this Super Typhoon will be outside the bar already.
Lori, is there any news of another upcoming typhoon after Leon?
So far, we're not monitoring any additional weather disturbance, at least in the next 3 to 5 days.
Okay. And what is the weather forecast for Metro Manila and other parts of the Philippines in the upcoming days?
Yes, particularly by weekend, we're hoping and expecting an improved weather over Metro Manila and the rest of the country.
So for those that will be traveling around Metro Manila area or not in northern Luzon, is it safe to travel this coming weekend?
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
And what about Bicol?
For Bicol, they are experiencing clear skies right now, so they also are experiencing generally fair weather.
Thank you so much, Miss Lori De La Cruz. And next, let's check on the condition in Cagayan. On the line is the head of the local Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office of Santa Ana, Cagayan. And joining us via phone patch is Marion Miranda. Good morning, sir.
Ma'am, good morning po, and to all your listeners, good morning po.
Sir Marion, kamusta po ang kondisyon dyan sa Cagayan? How is the weather?
As of now, ma'am, our weather this morning is medyo timila na po ng konti. Not just like yesterday until midnight sa gabi na talagang sobrang kalakasan po. Pero at 2 a.m. today, medyo tumila na po siya, ma'am.
And this morning, wala na pong malakas na ulan at malakas na hangin?
Meron lang po yung mga pabugso-bugsong light to moderate na hangin and as well as yung ulan po.
Kamusta naman po ba? Do you have floodings there? Are there any power outages?
Actually, we are lucky enough in our municipality, ma'am, because yung pag-flooding po ay hindi naman po siya yung nagbigay po ng problema sa mga kabahayan po. Umangat lang po ng yung level po ng mga ilog po natin na ating binabantayan, pero hindi naman po siya talagang umapo sa mga may kabahayan po.
Well, we're seeing a video here in Cagayan at malakas nga po talaga yung hangin. Gaano kalakas yung hangin? Meron po bang mga bumagsak na puno at mga poste ng electricity or mga bubong na lumipad?
Actually, ma'am, meron lang po yung mga light materials po na may kabahayan, lalong-lalo na po sa mga along coastal. Meron po yung mga konti lang po na nasira na mga yero, ganun po. Tapos yung mga kahoy po, meron pang yung mga branches po niya na naputol. Yun po.
Are you aware if there are already damages po to infrastructure and agriculture?
Still, ma'am, as of now, ma'am, we are still gathering data reports from the different 16 barangays. But as of now, no report yet.
Ano pong areas in Cagayan ang seriously affected by Typhoon Leon?
Actually, ma'am, as per in the track, Santa Ana is the most affected municipality, Santa Ana.
Okay, and then marami po bang nasa evacuation centers right now in Santa Ana?
As of 6 a.m. today, we have 1,001 families na may 3,187 individuals na evacuees from the different evacuation centers ng 16 barangays, ma'am.
And yung mga nag-evacuate po, from which areas did they come from? Are they from the areas that had storm surge warnings?
Yes, ma'am. From the coastal residents po. And also to those low-lying areas and landslide-prone areas.
Are you aware if there are other tourists or travelers that were stranded in Cagayan because of the typhoon?
As of now, ma'am, there's no report yet, pero I think there is because we have a port here, ma'am. But the Philippine Coast Guard and the Philippine Time don't give report yet.
And ano po yung advisory sa inyo? Kailan po mawawala yung Typhoon Leon in Cagayan?
As per advice from the Pag-asa, ma'am, tomorrow, Friday, Typhoon Leon is already outside the PAR, ma'am.
And today, kanina sabi niyo po, nag-improve na siya from last night, pero umuulan pa rin po ba at malakas pa rin yung hangin sa Cagayan?
As of now, ma'am, mayroon lang yung time na biglang uulan at may medyo sabay ng mahinang hangin. Pero as of now, ma'am, as of this moment, tumila po siya ngayon.
And what is the travel advisory to Cagayan? Is it safe to already go to Cagayan?
It's just okay, ma'am. Going here in Santa Ana, no reported mga bridges na nasira naman po.
Meron pong nasira or can you clarify kung may mga nasira po na bridges and roads going to Cagayan?
Sa aking kaalaman naman, ma'am, dito lang sa malapit sa area namin, ewan ko lang sa ibang municipality, pero wala pa naman po, as per tinitingnan ko po sa group chat namin na mga MDRMOs in the municipality, in the province of Cagayan, there's no reported damages po. So possible naman po ang mga daanan po ang pagkakalam ko.
So for those who want to go home or visit Cagayan for Undas, pwede na po ba by tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Opo.
Oo, safe ng puntahan. And
safe naman po. Safe naman po.
And naghahanda rin po ba yung mga tao dyan for Undas despite the typhoon?
Actually, ma'am, meron na pong mga nagsiuwian na nagbakasyon na po. Pero hindi pa naman pa siya yung gaanong karami na di kagaya ng mga nakaraan na talagang maraming, lalo na yung mga tourist kasi ang bayan po natin ay isang tourist destination po. So as of now, ma'am, hindi naman po siya yung gaanong karami pa yung mga nagsiuwian po.
Are you expecting that the people visiting and going home to Cagayan will increase by this weekend?
As per observation on the previous years, ma'am, we are expecting many friends, relatives, and tourists who will come and visit our municipality, ma'am, or they will go home here for just to visit their, ma'am, yung mga namatayan po nila.
And meron po bang reports of any casualties or missing persons so far?
As of this moment, ma'am, maano akong magbalita na wala pa naman po na nai-report po na any casualty o nawawala po, lalong-lalo na po yung mga fisher folks natin. Na kasi minsan po may manggang pong nangyayari po dito, dala po ng katigasan ng ulo yung mga tao din natin. Siyempre sa kahirapan din ng buhay, natin pagsapalaran po sila sa dagat. Pero as of now, ma'am, wala naman pong reported na casualty po natin dito sa bayan po natin.
That's good to hear, Sir Mario. And we hope that the situation there won't be serious in Cagayan. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Marion Miranda. We'll have updates from NLEX when At the Forefront returns. Welcome back at the Forefront. And joining us this morning via phone patch is Batanes Governor Marilu Cayco. Good morning, Governor Marilu.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo, sa inyong mga tagapakinig.
Gov, we're very thankful that we were able to reach you. Kamusta po kayo dyan? We heard that Batanes is being battered by Typhoon Leon.
Opo, mula kagabi, mga 5 o 6 p.m. hanggang siguro mga 5 p.m. Sobrang lakas po ang hangin. Walang masyadong ulan, pero sobrang lakas yung hangin. Hindi kami natulog sa lakas ng hangin na dala ng Typhoon Leon. Wala siya masyadong dalang ulan, pero hangin po. Kumpara mo siya dun sa Typhoon Julian. Pero ngayon po ay medyo humina na yung hangin. Pero hindi ka pa rin pwedeng lumabas kasi delikado pa rin po.
Gaano po kadelikado? May mga bumagsak po ba na mga poste ng electricity at mga puno dyan dahil sa hangin?
Hindi pa namin po nakikita kasi hanggang pintuan pa lang po kami. Siguro maya kung humina ang ulan, iikot po kami para makita namin yung extent ng damage ng Typhoon Leon po.
Nakapag-preemptive evacuation po ba kayo bago dumating ang Typhoon Leon?
Opo. Ay sa evacuation center namin, sa buong Batanes na po ito, mayroon po kaming 186 families, 606 individuals. Tapos mayroon din kaming outside evacuees. Ito po yung lumipat sa mga kapitbahay na konkreto ang bahay at saka yung sa kanilang mga kaibigan or kakilala. Mayroon kaming 304 families reported to ng bawat munisipyo at 832 individuals po yun. So, ang total po nung evacuees po namin sa ngayon po is 1,438. Kita ko to first time, sa natatandaan ko first time po na ganito kadami ang evacuees namin. Pero ang nasa ko ay dahil ito dun sa nasira nung Typhoon Julian kasi may 2,200 plus ang totally and partially damaged sa mga bahay nung Typhoon Julian. At hindi pa sila nakakapagpatayo na matibay na bahay dahil po sa Typhoon Crispin at itong Typhoon Leon. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa sila nakaka-recover po at nakakapagpatayo ng bahay. Kaya po sila ay talaga hong sila po ang mismong pumunta dito sa evacuation center at dun sa mga munisipyo at barangay para mas secure po sila. Pero sa ibang munisipyo, ma'am, mayroon din pong first evacuation kasi alam niyo naman po hangga't hindi pa nila naman yung lakas ay hindi po sila lumilikas. At saka kasi nagkaroon kami ng warning na storm surge kasi ang lalaki ng alon ay yung mga nasa baybayin po ay inilikas po sila para safe po sila.
Governor Marilu, what type of tulong po ang kailangan nyo ngayon sa Batanes?
Dahil po ay wala po kaming family food packs ngayon dito dahil po na-distribute na po namin yan nung Typhoon Julian. Yun sana po ang request po namin pero Sabi ng Coast Guard, mayroon na raw ho silang niload na 5,500 family food packs na papunta na sana dito. Pero dahil sa Typhoon Christine at ito, hindi ho sila nakatawid dito sa Batanes. Pero ma'am, nag-request na po ako kay Secretary Chudor at saka si Yusek Nepomuceno ng C-130 kahit 3 biyahe lang po. Basta mayroon lang kaming maibigay sa bawat pamilya na family food pack pansamantala po.
So paano po ngayon, Gov? Wala po bang mabigay na pagkain dun sa mga nasa evacuation centers?
Mayroon po, kasi po, mayroon hong dumating na galing sa PAGCOR. Sa PAGCOR po. At ito po yung binibigay po namin dito sa Basco. Sa bawat pamilya na lumikas, na binibigyan namin sila ng ang good for siguro mga 3 days po yon. Doon sa ibang munisipyo po, mayroon pa silang natitirang mga konting family food packs at yun po yung binigay po nila. At yung family food packs na yun ay good for 3 days din yun. Tapos mayroon naman kaming nakastambay na bigas para sa kanila at canned goods na yung pang preposition namin. Sa ngayon po, mayroon po, wag lang tumagal pa ito na wala pong madala ditong pagkain at baka mawala.
Mga ilang
kami.
araw pa po ba yung maglalast yung current supplies ninyo?
Tingin ko dito po kasi after Typhoon Julian, mayroon kaming 4 na barko na dumating na may dalang pagkain. So tingin ko dito mga 1 week o 2 weeks okay pa ho kami dito.
1 to 2 weeks, okay. And yung C-130 po ba, would you know if yung nag-advise sa inyo yung Department of Defense, if it can travel to Batanes even if there's still signal number 4?
Ay, hindi po. Hindi po sila po pwede po. Sa ngayon po, hindi pa po pwede dahil punong-puno ng Deadbeat Airport namin. So, lilinisin pa namin yan. Baka Saturday o Sunday po ay doon pa lang ho. At saka kung gumanda yung panahon. Kasi sa ngayon po, signal number 3 pa rin po kami eh.
So, signal number 3 po kayo ngayon?
Opo. Signal number 3 pa rin.
And there's also a report that should there be, lumihis daw po yung itong Typhoon Leon, baka maging signal number 5 sa Batanes. Are you prepared for that type of scenario?
Kagabi po yon. Yung, anong tawag dito, nag-signal number 5 po kami kagabi.
So yung worst po ay naranasan nyo na?
Opo, kagabi po yon. Talagang sobra. Opo.
And
paganda na siguro yung panahon.
Ngayon po paganda na yung panahon.
Opo. Kaya pag magandang panahon, mamaya po ay lalabas po kami para mag-assess ang extent ng damage ng Typhoon Leon po.
Oo. And with this Typhoon Leon, is there still any preparation for undas in Batanes?
Opo, pero napakahirap dahil po talagang sobrang salanta sa amin ang Typhoon Leon. Nagpe-prepare pa rin po kami, siyempre po. Mayroon pa rin pupunta sa magsimba at pupunta sa sementeryo. Pero napakahirap. Sana po gumanda na po ang panahon para makapunta po kami. Pag halimbawa gumanda ang panahon, ang mga Ibatans naman ay palagi hong dinadalawang puntot ng kanilang mahal sa buhay.
Thank you so much po, Governor Marilu Cayco. And we hope that sana po talagang mag-improve na yung weather dyan sa Batanes.
Opo, maraming salamat po, ma'am. At magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Thank you. And now to give us updates on the road situation heading up north, we have the head of the Traffic Operations Department of NLEX, Mr. Robin Ignacio. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning to our followers. And currently po, fast-moving po ang ating traffic, both directions. Though kahapon po, naranasan natin na meron na pong konting pagdagsa ng ating mga kababayang umuwi. I think those who do not want to experience the congestion today, they already traveled earlier. So kahapon po hanggang early evening, meron na po tayong volume na naranasan po ng Panorte. And also earlier this morning, as expected, around 6 a.m., meron na rin po tayong volume na monitor pa north. And what we did is nagpa-counterflow na rin po kami. We implemented counterflow from Balintawak area up to Mekawayan area. After Mekawayan area, para maiwasan po yung congested portion natin. But as of this time, fast-moving na po ulit tayo. But we are expecting that traffic volume will go up again starting noon time today until 10 p.m. as well as tomorrow starting as early as before 5 a.m. until 2 p.m. And we at NLEX are ready naman po to assist our motorists traveling. In fact, we also implemented again free towing for Class 1 to the nearest exit for faster clearing of incidents. This is started 6 a.m. today until 6 a.m. On Monday.
And you said earlier, Robin, that that's free towing. So libre po yung towing.
Yes, for Class 1 to the nearest exit po.
Okay.
Just for faster clearing of incidents po.
And you said this is from 6 a.m. today until 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Monday, November
Monday.
4 po.
Okay, so
Yes.
for about 3 days. And
Yes, ma'am.
are there any repairs that are currently being undertaken in NLEX?
Actually, starting yesterday po, we completed what we can complete and we did not start any road work again. So all lanes are open, no more lane closures starting yesterday. And that will last until Monday. So most probably Tuesday, we will start the road works again po.
Okay. So at least for now, wala po kayong any repairs so para wala talagang interruption
Yes, ma'am.
in terms
All
of
our
traffic.
lanes are open and available to our motorists, except, of course, ma'am, if there is emergency repair that we need to do.
That needs to be undertaken. Okay, and
Yes.
Robin, we heard that Iglesia Ni Cristo will have a big event at the Philippine Arena on November 1.
Yes,
How
po.
are you preparing for that?
Yeah, actually, it was coordinated to us because every time they have event in Ciudad de Victoria, it is being coordinated to us naman po. And I think the event is not that big naman po. They're only expecting, I guess, 10 to 15 attendees, 10 to 15,000 attendees. But of course, it will still add up to our traffic. So we're ready naman po. That's why one of our announcements is for motorists to monitor first the traffic situation in NLEX. And if they see that if it is congested, then if they have time to delay or reschedule their trip, then they better do it para hindi po sila ma-trap sa congestion. And also, we also deployed more personnel to assist them, especially at toll lanes also, and our patrol crews for those encountering problems. And also, we strengthened our coordination with the Philippine National Police for the safety and security of our motorists.
Okay. And Robin, for those who will be using NLEX this Undas, are there any upcoming promos for the Metro Pacific tollways that motorists should be aware of, apart from the free towing?
Wala naman po so far. So free towing and of course yung more deployments of personnel to assist them. Yun lang naman po. And of course, for the motorist side, all they need to do is to follow rules and regulation. And as I've mentioned earlier, if they can monitor the current situation of traffic in NLEX and NCTEC, and for them to better plan their trips po.
And are you in coordination with other government agencies for Lakbay Undas or any type of OPLAN?
Actually, more on with the Philippine National Police and of course, yung po mga local government units along the expressway for the ingress and egress to their respective places or the municipalities and cities. And also with the coordination with the civil Office of the Civil Defense, if ever there are incidents that we need their assistance.
Okay, thank you so much, Robin Ignacio.
Thank you very much. Good morning po.
It's unfortunate that a super typhoon is wreaking havoc in the northern part of the country at a time when Filipinos are in the midst of remembering their departed loved ones. For those who are able and willing, whatever support you can give to those still reeling from back-to-back typhoons will go a long way to help our kababayans get back on their feet the soonest. Be timely informed, be insightful of the news. Always stay at the forefront. Join us again tomorrow for informative conversations that would help you form an objective personal opinion. This is Attorney Karen Jimeno. Thank you for spending your hour with us.